2025 in AI felt like whiplash. DeepSeek shocks the market. Dario warns of white-collar carnage. GPT-5 hype. Sora looks like a moonshot and then a mess. Bubble Talk swings from doomsday to shrug. And Jensen shows up in a leather jacket that belongs in a post-apocalyptic movie. I brought in Ed Zitron to go month by month and ask the core question, was it a banner year for AI or a rough one?
I dressed up for this too, even if my sweater looks weird on camera. Let's dive in.
January opens with DeepSeek topping charts and spooking investors by claiming GPT-class performance for a fraction of the training cost. What was it really?
A low-budget model that rattled everyone because it hinted you didn't need mega-scale American data centers to ship something useful. It likely used distillation from ChatGPT outputs, drew xenophobic backlash, and undercut the NVIDIA-only narrative. OpenAI even floated suing over the training method.
Then it vanished from the discourse, even though the real threat was the idea that useful models don't require those eye-watering GPU farms.
We collectively memory dumped it. No one rushed out a truly cheaper-to-run model. And pricing games got spun as cost declines. Profitability remained unproven on all sides.
Quietly, tools like Cursor started training bespoke models on open weights. If that works, it points to a smaller, scrappier future.
They've hinted at it for ages and raised a war chest, but they still spend heavily on Anthropic. The question isn't can they train, it's can they run it profitably at scale.
I keep coming back to small models on device as the only path to sane margins.
Maybe, but most models aren't designed for edge constraints. You can run something locally, yet it's slow, brittle, and there's no thriving on-device coding community to point at. Long-term, on-device feels necessary, unclear when it's widely practical.
January also kicks off the agent drumbeat, juiced by sloppy headlines and a blog post implying they'd soon enter the workforce. Why the sudden pivot to agents?
Marketing. The flashiest demo didn't really work, but agents sounded like digital labor. It let people dream about autonomous workers when chatbots had plateaued. There was zero evidence they were close to joining payrolls.
In coding, I found 2 lanes, tab complete help that's been around for years, and multi-step agents that plan and execute in a terminal. The latter can hack together toy dashboards, but it's thin economically.
I don't buy the vibe coding myth. It's unreliable, not secure, and non-engineers still get stuck on infra basics. You can fake an MVP or a basic internal dashboard, but that's not a dependable worker.
February drops Gemini 2.0 and GPT 4.5 with OpenAI touting a magical feel and blaming GPU shortages for a slow rollout. Then the story shifts toward reasoning models.
They'd hit diminishing returns on brute force scaling, so they leaned on test time compute and heavier post-training. That bumped some benchmarks, especially in coding, while chewing through far more inference compute.
March at GTC, Jensen reframes the era, less about raw pre-training, more about post-training and inference. Translation, the cost center is running these things, not just building them.
Exactly. Most compute goes to inference. Startups love this talking point because it justifies endless GPU